There are just 17 days to go until the 2018 midterm elections, and with control of both houses of Congress and 36 governor's mansions at stake, there are new concerns about the security of America's election systems. On Friday, U.S. intelligence agencies stated that Russia, China, Iran, and other countries are engaged in active efforts to influence voters.
Hours later, the Justice Department announced the indictment of a Russian woman, making her the first person charged with interfering in the 2018 election. For more, we're joined by Ian Vanderwalker, senior counsel at the Brennan Center for Justice at NYU Law School here in New York. Ian, good morning.
Morning.
Let's start with this indictment. How did they find this woman, and what is she accused of?
She's accused of being the accountant to the organization that was involved in the February indictment and has long been known to be a major organization interfering in elections by essentially paying Russian trolls to post on social media pretending to be Americans and talking about American politics, to influence American politics.
Federal prosecutors, I should say, are saying that they're using the same tactics that they used back in 2016.
Yes. A lot of in fact, the exact same tactics, some of even the same accounts were involved, which shows that we really haven't yet closed the doors from 2016 or learned those lessons.
Are they how far beyond social media are they going here? I mean, there have been attempts to sort of target, structures like databases, registration rolls. Are our polling stations secure? I mean, how secure are we?
Look, hackers are always trying to attack voter registration systems and anything that they can touch. But there's no evidence that any votes have been changed, any voter registration databases have been changed. And we have election officials working around the clock to keep that safe in concert with DHS, the FBI, and other federal agencies.
There was so much uproar right after the 2016 election about this, and then it went away. And you mentioned this idea that things haven't changed. We've heard some talk about it with social media companies, but what about Congress? Why have they not done anything about this?
That's a tricky problem. I think that Congress, there have been bills. There's bills to increase transparency online, which would leave trolls with fewer places to hide and give law enforcement more of the kind of information that they've used to create these indictments and the February indictments. And unfortunately, those bills haven't moved, but we hope to see movement after the election.
And there's been some finger pointing at both Iran and China. What more do we know about that as influencers?
Very little. I mean, Iran was caught doing the same kind of thing, using fake accounts to pretend to be Americans, to talk about American politics, to sort of sow discord and have Americans fighting with each other. China, we know that they spend millions on legal reported lobbying, but there's nothing publicly known about this kind of election interference that the Russians have been known to engage in.
The social media, the indictment points to sort of specific instances of use of social media, and it largely aimed mostly at confusion and disruption, correct? Right. What exactly have they done?
Yeah, the interesting thing is they have multiple accounts, and they're just saying the exact opposite thing. So there'll be one side saying, pumping up President Trump and saying he's what we need, and another side attacking him from the sort of liberal perspective. So they're really not articulating a single viewpoint. What they want is to sow division. They want Americans at each other's throats, and they want Americans distrusting our system of democracy. That is, distrusting the voting booth, distrusting each other and each other's political parties. So that's the thing that we really need to be aware of.
And what's clear in this is it's an ongoing process. It goes back to 2016, but it's continuing now.
Absolutely, and they will be continuing going into 2020 for all we know.
So if Congress isn't doing anything, what can we do?
I think, everybody should be aware that this stuff is going on. When you see a political post on social media, think about it. Do I know where this is coming from? Can I confirm it from an independent source? Do I really want to inject this into the discourse and have my friends be repeating this kind of thing? Those are the things that individuals can do.
All right, Ian Vanderwalker, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.